Okay, welcome to you in the Department of English, Rao Bahadur Narayan Rao Boravke College, Srirampur, and you are watching a video on Toasted English written by R.K. Narayan, the famous English short story novelist and in Indian English literature. So the present essay is prescribed by Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune, for the first semester at FYBA General English. In the present essay, R.K. Narayan shows that or depicts the difference between American English and British English, and he appeals to his reader to develop the Bharat brand of English. I hope you would enjoy the video. Now here is the lesson plan for you. Now, first of all, I made the lesson plan, and we will go by this lesson plan. The first is life and work of R.K. Narayan. What is his contribution? The second is the difference between American English and British English. The third is the bazaar status of English. The fourth one is Bharat brand of English or Swadeshi stamp, and the last part is the conclusion. So, so far as this essay is concerned, first of all, the first point, we have to start from the first point of our, as per our lesson plan. So, what is the first point? That is related to the essayist, that is R.K. Narayan. So, the topic is Toasted English. So, here is the title of the essay. Now, R.K. Narayan, the full name of R.K. Narayan is Rashipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayan Swami. He was born on 10th of October 1906 and died on 13th of May 2001. So far as his style is concerned, the style of his novel is concerned, he is very close to the English famous novelist William Faulkner. As far as the short story is concerned, he is very close to Gay de Maupassant. As far as his friendship and mentor is concerned, he has close relationship with the famous English novelist Graham Greene. So R.K. Narayan is one of the leading authors of early Indian English literature, and he enriched Indian English literature with Mulk Rajanand and Raja Rao. His work, number of his novels, they are translated into Indian as well as different European language. When we study the features of his work, the features of his stories, the features of his novels, we find they are very simple. First of all, the language he is used, it is very simple. His plot are well built. He used the fictional, even for the number of his work, his novels, his short story has setting of Malgudi, which is the, we can say, fictitious village or urban, a small town we say. So it reflects, the work of R.K. Narayan reflects the contemporary India. His protagonist or his hero, they belong to ordinary class, ordinary life, and they live with the changing world. So this is the main feature of his work. Now, he has, due to his work, he was awarded with different honors. First of all, we are going to know them one by one. First, he was felicitated with A.C. Benson Medal from the Royal Society of Literature. He also felicitated with Padma Bhushan and Padma Bhushan award, the India's second and third highest civilian awards. He was also nominated to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of Indian Parliament, from 12th of May 1986 to 11th of May 1992. So it is about his awards and honors. Now I turn to his contribution to English literature. So number of his novels are very famous, are very popular, and he started his career with the first novel, that is Swami and Friends, which was published in 1935. And then comes The Bachelor of Arts, which was published in 1937. Then comes The Dark Room, published in 1938. Then comes The English Teacher, published in 1945. Then Mr. Sampad, published in 1948. Then comes The Financial Expert, which was published in 1952. Then comes Waiting for the Mahatma, which was published in 1955. Then comes the very popular novel of R.K. Narayan, entitled as The Guide. It was also filmed in Hindi, which was published in 1958. And then comes The Man-Eaters of Malgudi, again which is very popular novel, which was published in 1961. Then comes The Vendor of Sweets, which was published in 1967. The Painter of Sings, which comes in 1977. Then we have A Tiger for Malgudi, which was published in 1983. Then comes Talkative Man, published in 1986. Then comes The World of Nagaraj, published in 1990. And Grandmother's Tale, it is published in 1992. So the list will show you that how this novelist is so popular. One after another, his novels comes in the market and they have best sell. And so R.K. Narayan is also known as widely read novelist in Indian English. And here the first part of our video ends. That is life, position and contribution of R.K. Narayan to English literature. Now we have to start with the second part. What it is about? It shows the difference between British English and American English. So here R.K. Narayan brings out the difference between British English and American English. He presents it in an amusing manner or amusing way by giving certain examples. The examples of when you go to restaurants, in American restaurants, they called it toasted English instead of saying English muffins. So the English, this brand of English is given name as the toasted English. So the title of this essay is used in a humorous way. Next, we'll see that when American Revolution takes place, they get the success to, we can say, through the British Empire. Once upon a time it was told that the sun never sets on British Empire. But in the American Revolution, so British has to left America. But just like India, the English language, we accepted English language in the same way. In America, English is accepted as their mother tongue. So the Britishers left, but the English language is retained and flourished in America. But they made the language, they made, that is the British, the Americans, the users of American English, they made certain changes in the origin of English. And when we study it, we'll find, first of all, they use, or American English is the user friendly. The second feature of American English is that they simplified English. The third one is, that is, American English is flexible in compare with the British English. And the American people, they never bother about, we can say, the formality. So sometimes they say it very, very directly. Now, these are the features of American English. Then R.K. Narayan turns towards the difference between British English and American English. Now here I made the different points. The first is spelling. So for example, word humor, color, meter, fulfill, grammar, or honor, the spelling of these words in American English and British English are different. Then the American English is also differ from British English in terms of vocabulary. For example, Britisher says flat, but American used a word for it. It is an apartment. Britisher says lorry, but in American English we use truck. In British English we use the word rubber. The same word in America it is used as eraser. Or timetable and schedule, biodata and CV. So holidays and vacation. In British English we say lift, but in American English the same word is used as elevator. So in spelling American English is differ from British English. The second is, that is the vocabulary. On the base of vocabulary I have given you certain examples. How American English is different from the British English on the parameter of vocabulary. Now the next one is, that is multiple use of the same word. So here author R.K. Narayan has given us the two examples, that is the use of the word check and fabulous. We are going to study them in detail. Okay. Then the next is the syntax, the structure, the grammar. So on the basis of this point, American English is differ from the British English. For example, the American people, they never bother about the use of passive voice. They don't like this tyranny and they wanted to free themselves. They used it very freely, anywhere, anyway. Then the last is pronunciation. On the television screen, for a number of times when you heard American English, the American people pronounce the same word in a different way. For example, in British English, final R is not pronounced. For example, father, mother, sister, brother. Okay. So in American English, there is no such rule. And that's why I say that American English is user friendly. They avoid the use of passive voice, or we can say they give up the stifling or suffocating tyranny of this passive voice. In this essay, R.K. Narayan has given us the certain examples how the American people avoid the use of passive voice. Now here is the first example for you. Now in British English, we usually say trespassers prohibited. In the same explanation in American, they says newly planted don't walk. They say it directly, not indirectly, not in the passive form. Or the second example R.K. Narayan says, which is related to a rule. And in British English, even in India, the case is the same one. For example, under Municipal Act so and so, the motorist vehicle number so and so dash 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 dash. So the rule is very, very long, because the British English is more formal than the American English. Instead of it, the American people directly says no parking. But the same is said in British English under the Municipal Act number so and so and Motor Vehicle Act number so and so, you are not allowed to park here. If you pay your vehicle here, you will be fined, like this. So this is a long sentence, and how Americans made it very simple. So they only say no parking. Even the Indian people are now also following the formula of American English. We are also using American English now. There is a mixture of British English and American English, but we use both of them. Sometimes we say rubber, sometimes we say eraser. Sometimes we say timetable, sometimes we say schedule. Sometimes we say lift, sometimes we say elevator. So we are using, sometimes we use the spelling of COLOUR, British English, or COLOR from American English. Means we accepted the spellings, the pronunciation, the structure, or multiple use of the same word even also. So in British English, it is said you are not allowed to enter here. The same sentence in America, they say do not enter. Means it is simplified. How the language is simplified. This is the best example of it. Or in British English, we say please do not disturb. Instead of it, American English says keep out. So this is the difference. How American English is we can say very user friendly. Actually, they accepted English as their mother tongue. The Britishers were left from America, but the language, English language, is retained and flourished on American soil, and American people used it as their mother tongue with slight difference in these parameters: spelling, pronunciation, multiple use of word, syntax or grammar, and pronunciation. So in short, we can say the American people modify English. They make English very easy. They make English very simply, or we can say they use English very friendly. Then they means here American people or the American users of English. They do not bother about the formality of the or politeness of Britishers. They directly says, just like go, wait, or in British English we say you are allowed to go. You are shall I wait for you, or would you wait for some time? Instead of it, they directly, because they simplified the language. Then the next The next parameter, this is the multiple use of the same word. And here, as earlier I said, R.K. Narayan gave two examples. Number one is check, C-H-E-C-K, and the another one is fabulous, F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S. And then he clarifies his point, what he want to give the message for the Indian readers. First of all, the American people, they created basic key for the words, and they use the same word in multiple way. Means in this sense, you can use blindly this word. The American people use the same word anywhere and anyhow. So we'll take the first example, that is check. In American English, the word check can be used with 20 different meanings. Now generally we know 2 to 3 uses of word check. For example, I have a check shirt. Here the meaning of check means the design or the structure of piece of cloth. There are vertical and horizontal threads woven together neatly. So here the meaning of check is just like the square. But by giving another examples, how the Britishers are different by using this word check, and how the Americans use the same word differently. So let us have to take the example of it. As far as the Britishers are concerned, they use this word as the dictionary, in the dictionary form. But how the Americans use the same word, here are some examples for you. For example, in American English, when you say I will check, here it means I will find out. Here the meaning of check, you see, here when you say I will check, it means I will find out, I will investigate, I will examine, I will scrutinize, I will verify, or I will probe. So the check has, how the word check has different meaning. Now take the second example. When they say your check means your ticket. Your check means your ticket or your token or whatever you have to present or you have to produce. So here the meaning of check is different. In the third room, when the word is used with the another word, that is room, R-O-O-M. When he says check room, that means place. It is a place where you leave your possession for a while, for a moment, for some time. It means check room means it is a place. Now how the shades and colors of the word check are changing when we use the same word at different levels. Okay. Now there is another word, that is check girl. Check girl, G-I-R-L. Here the meaning of check girl is a person who takes care for your coat, umbrella or anything you may leave in custody of that person. It is known as check girl. Again, the last example R.K. Narayan gives, that is check in and check out. So how you see the meaning of check are different from one another. And in this last example, check in and check out, it is used with the arrival and departure time from the hotel or from the restaurant. So here again the meaning of check changed according to the context of the sentence. Now same is happened with the another example, that is fabulous. So we are studying the multiple use of meaning of the same word. So in British English, fabulous means excellent, wonderful, tremendous. But the American English or the American user, he uses the word very freely. He enlarged the sense of the word. He used the same word with new dimension, and R.K. Narayan gives here examples of it. That is, they used to say, oh, those cats of mine are fabulous, instead of saying my cats were eccentric. Okay. Now the another example regarding the word fabulous. The American people, the American user of English says, oh, so and so is fabulous. Means he want to say that he express his sincere compliment to the person. He used to say, oh, Mr. so and so is very fabulous. The another example R.K. Narayan gives us, that is use of word okay instead of okay. So this is a very natural sound which easily create and we never forget this word throughout our life. But the American people used it for a number of times, like okay, like this. And in British English, we generally use the word yes. For example, yes sir, yes ma'am, yes brother, yes teacher. Instead of it, the American people say yeah sir, yeah darling, yeah friends, like this. So these words, the American people used it very frequently and very freely because they wanted to make English very simple. That is why I say that the American people, they have very flexible when they use the words, because they wanted to use the word so familiar in the society. So they should be the user friendly. There should not be difficulty to utter the sounds. There should not be difficulty while writing. And sometimes we confused whether the spelling of color is C-O-L-O-U-R or C-O-L-O-R. Okay. Or in case, I have given you the number of examples like meter. Okay. So here the next point, the second point of our study ends. Now I come to third point, that is the bazaar status of English. What is the bazaar status of English? That means I start hence the third part of our essay. So English are use English very in a refined way. Especially when you go to London, you find they use very formal English, very polite English, very refined English. Okay, but if you go to London and suppose you are traveling by bus, generally in our country or in America, the conductor, the bus conductor says ticket, 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 like this. But when you go to London and you are in the bus conductor would never say ticket, ticket, ticket like this. Generally, he goes very close to his passenger and he says, thank you. And that means he asked the bus fare. And when he gives ticket, he also says, or when you offers money to him, he says, thank you. So, in this example, means receiving fare and issuing ticket at the both time, the conductor says, thank you. And this is the example we show how the Britishers are more polite than the American people. Now, in the Western country, another example is given here. In the Western country, when you go to a restaurant or hotel, the receptionist say to you, can I help you? Can I help you? It means, have you any business here? And if so, state it. The meaning is different. But we can say the hidden meaning. When I'm going to quote the example once again. When the receptionist says, can I help you? That means the receptionist would like to say, have you any business here? If so, state it. This is the simple one. Another example given by R.K. Narayan, that is, excuse me. Suppose you are going somewhere else and there is a blockage to the passage. It is hard for you to cross the way. Generally, Britishers says, excuse me, please, like this. It means that you have blocked the way, you have blocked the, we can say, the passage. And this is another example to show how the Britishers are more formal than, or American people says, keep aside. Okay, so if suppose another example is given here. Suppose you give your visiting card to a busy businessman, to the secretary. Suppose you give your visiting card to the secretary to hand it over to the busy businessman. And the secretary, if the secretary says to you, would you like to wait? Would you like to wait? It means that there is no choice for you. You can't say, no, I wouldn't like to wait. Can you say like this? No, we can't say, because there is no alternative for us. Okay, and here the third part of our essay ends. And now I come to the fourth part. That is Bharat brand. So what is this Bharat brand? In it, we are very familiar with English nowadays. In southern part of India, they using English. Majority, even the illiterate people, they are using English. Okay, for their to fulfill their day-to-day needs, we can say. Or just like we use Hindi, the southern people, the southern part of India, they use English. Okay. Now, English has the great importance of India because we accepted that English is the window of the world. English is the world language and nobody can deny the importance of English. In India, English is used in different sectors like administration, education, or judiciary. In a lot of fields it is used. I give you examples of in only 3 sectors. We adopt English to fulfill sometime our demands. We use sometime English because in our region or in the north region, to speak English, it is a matter of respect even also. So R.K. Narayan says us that we have to adopt English which is suit to our purpose, and he says that we have to develop the Bharat brand of English, or we say it the Swadeshi stamp. Just like the American changed English, they make it very simple, they are so flexible. In the same way, we have to develop our own, we can say, brand. Nowadays, perhaps you have heard Indian English, okay, Indian English. So we have to develop this form, the Bharat brand, or R.K. Narayan says at Swadeshi stamp. Okay, so he mentions that he is not advocating the mongralism or hybridization of English. He don't want to say that make the English hybrid. Okay, on the contrary, he asserts that it is the duty of every citizen in India that English should have its English, the respect, the grammar, the syntax, or the respect should be maintained. But we must have our own identity. And so Indians should have to develop English in this way. And he says that English should be more unique, more distant in the present era. It is the duty of the learned people. And here the Bharat brand, that is the fourth part of our essay, ends. Now I come to the last part, and that is the conclusion. So first of all, the title of this essay is Toasted English. We know the meaning of toast, how it is baked, it is related to the bakery product. Okay, so toasting and crispy structure, etc. So just like that, this is the changed format. And that is why the English is known as Toasted English. The English is the same one, but the American people changed it. They made it more friendly. They made it so simple. They are very flexible, and they use user-friendly English. So I think that the title of this essay is apt and suitable. Then R.K. Narayan, it is the, we can say, quality of R.K. Narayan to choose the words. He used very simple words, and which comes from heart, and that is why it touched to our heart. So we see the realistic picture in R.K. Narayan's short stories and novels even also, because R.K. Narayan paints the picture with the help of pen, and the complete picture, one after another, the slide goes in front of our eyes, and we get the clear picture, that is the word picture created by R.K. Narayan. He used very simple language so that the common people, the average people should understand it. And it is very hard to use simple language or simple English. I'd like to give you here another example, that is Animal Farm. It is very interesting novel in English literature, written with in a simple manner, use of simple way, and that is why I say it is very difficult to write in a simple way. So the realistic setting of this essay is concerned. Actually, the story has setting, the novel has setting, but I think the setting of this essay is the Indian villages. He wants that English has to develop, English has to prosper, English has to flourish in India. Even the people in the bazaar, the people on dirty roads should have to use English. Just like we use the word techno-savvy, in the same way, English-savvy people. So, I think the essay is interesting one. And if we start this essay, the complete picture, the pen picture comes in front of our eyes, and we start to think, oh yes, American people are different. The use of their use of English is different from the Britishers. They are different on the different parameters like spelling, vocabulary, use of the same word, multiple use of the same word, or syntax, or a pronunciation, like this. So, and we start to remember, we know our own examples. And here I think R.K. Narayan gets the success to motivate his readers. He wants to emote the same feeling in his readers. And this is the, we can say, aptness of the title and simplicity of language, the structure of the essay, the uses of words, and so I think the essay is, that's why the essay is so famous, so popular. Okay, I hope you like this video. I thank to spare time with me. We'll meet soon in the next video. Thank you very much.